You have to know what your teacher attendance data is. How many teachers call off sick and how often? See, when teachers are not coming to school, that is an indication that you have a culture problem. That's an indication that the culture needs help. Because if you have a teacher that's using all of their sick time, all of their vacation time, and it's more than 1 or 2, you got about 25 to 30% of your staff doing that, you got a problem. You have a problem, Mr. Principal or Miss Principal, Dr. Principal. You have an issue. And that's up to you to find. So when I say data, and I'm being very granular about like I'm getting to the minutia of it, like I'm really trying to get down to for you to see all the data sets you have to know, principal, and your administrative team. Why? Because when I say data, people get brrr. Heard one lady say, it's not all about the data. It's not all about the data, Dr. Abraham. It's not. It's not just about the numbers. You are absolutely correct. It's not all about the numbers. It's not all about the numbers, and we'll talk about this in a minute. There are the quantitative data, that is the numbers. That is, okay, what do the numbers tell us? And then there's qualitative data. What are the voices of the people? So, principal, it is our responsibility as the leadership team to say, what does the numbers tell us? Are we performing? Are we moving in the right directions quantitatively? And then qualitatively, what are what's the whole body saying, right? Like, most people don't want to be unsuccessful. Most people want to be successful. Most people want to have high success in their jobs. Like, most people want to say, they want to come to work and say, I run a successful classroom. Most principals want to say, I run a successful building. Most kids want to say, I am a successful student. Most parents want to say, I have a successful child. We have to get rid of these notions of the blaming one another for when things are not working right. Well, these teachers, if it wasn't for these teachers union, the school would be better. The teachers, if it wasn't because we didn't have these bad kids, I'll be a better teacher. Superintendent, if we didn't have this, the principals, if we didn't have these bad superintendents, we didn't have these bad principals, we'd be okay. We got to stop blaming one another. Most people get into this work, especially in urban and suburban districts. They want to be successful. They want their kids to be successful. Like they want their students to have success. So I played for several teams. I played in college. I played in high school. And my first year in college, I said I went to UB. They used to call us the Baby Bulls. Whoo, we were sorry. Goodness gracious. I think there was 117 Division I football teams at the time. We were 117 out of 117. My college visit, I went to the school, and they had these bricks in the locker room. And I looked at the brick, and it had like UB won the game. And there was like 4 of them. And I was like, oh man, like, is that the bricks? Like the foundation of the school? Because you guys been in D1 for like 7 years at this point. Like, is that the foundation? Like the first games the school ever won back in the day when the school just got here, you kept those bricks for sentimental value? Is that what that is? Because that's dope. They looked at me and said, no, bro, that's like the games we've won over the last 7 years. What? We sucked. And then when I got there, we sucked some more. But one thing I knew about a losing team, one thing I found out was losing organization blame everybody for their loss. Because we were on the sideline, man, like we were on the sideline like if we had better equipment If we had better socks and better gloves, the Nike ones instead of the Spalding ones, we'd probably be better. If we had a better coaching staff, if we had a better this or a better that, the water boys ain't no good. They're not giving us the water on time. We blamed everybody instead of looking in the mirror saying, we're not having success because we're not doing the things right. We're not putting in the effort that we should be. And we worked hard. We worked hard in practice. We gave 100%. It's just psychologically and mentally, we didn't have the skill set. We didn't have the ability to do that. And most principals and most teachers, you guys want to be successful. You want to have the success. You just don't know how to do it. This is why you call consultants, call me, you listen to videos, listen to tapes. You figure out what do you have to do to be successful, and then you execute. So, principals, here's another strategy. You have to monitor you want to increase graduation rates, you want to get off these naughty performing lists, you want to have a successful school. You have to monitor your cohort data. Your cohort data has to be monitored. If you are a principal and you don't know what the graduation rate of your school is going to be in May, you have a problem. If you're waiting for the state to tell you what your graduation rate is, you have a problem. Madam Principal, Mr. Principal, you have to own your data. You have to take the data by the horns and own it. So what you should do is have each one of your cohorts in a spreadsheet of some sort. Have your school counselor. Now, this is what I did. We took our graduation rate from 60-something to when I left to become a full-time consultant, 87%. The superintendent was noted by saying, one of the highest graduation rates the school has ever seen in decades. In spite of COVID, in spite of all the challenges, we kept everybody focused because our systems were in place. COVID did not do anything but expose failed systems. It exposed whatever already exists. It already exists. That's what the problem was. People say, oh, it's just so hard. Yeah, it's because we haven't put systems in place for our school to be successful. Our systems are failing. So, principal, Madam Principal, Mr. Principal, you should have cohort data that shows you where all your students are. In this cohort data, you need to say the student, what grade they're in, what grade level, what classes they're missing, how many credits they have earned, how many credits they need, what state assessments they need to pass, what their current attendance rate is. Listen, thank you for taking time to listen to this entire message. It was a 4-part series on understanding your why and knowing data and how to increase graduation rates for young men of color, and how do you turn around your school from a poor performing school to a high performing school. If you want to purchase the entire series, please inbox me. And if you want to be a part of our 10-week leadership course, inbox me, let me know. We would love to work with your district. And or if you just want me to work one-on-one with you on how to specifically help your school be successful, I am here. Whatever your needs are, whatever you need, do not hesitate in reaching out. Thank you for spending this time with me. Again, from Dr. MarcK Abraham. Love you. Bye.